Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jedi Alliance right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. Today, it is the last couple of days before Star Wars Celebration 2017 in Orlando. I'm checking in here before I head out on assignment to that very location. We got a whole bunch of news to talk about, so why don't you get on board with us?
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Jedi Alliance.
Hey! Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jedi Alliance, where we celebrate the greatest saga in film and beyond. I am one of your hosts, the internet's Mark B. Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. We got the full squad in house, and and that's me saying that for not being here last week, or next week, or the week after that. But regardless, Michael Young.
Hey guys, what's up? You can find me online at OneYoungsta, which is OneYoungsta.
On the couch, we got Alexis Torres.
No. You guys can find me all over social media and the interwebs at ATORS890. That's ATORS890.
Do I need to do like a finger thing for mine now?
No.
Like B?
Oh.
Why not? Mark
Okay.
B. Donica.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
So how'd the show go last week?
You didn't watch it?
It depends.
Dude, I was in Orlando.
No, I know. You were doing WrestleMania.
It'd be absolutely ridiculous.
It depends on who you ask.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It was amazing.
So it's pretty well?
It was
Here's
good.
the most important part. No offense to you fans. Did you guys have a good time?
Heck yeah. Are you kidding me?
I had a great time.
That's what matters. We're here having a good time. Thanks for joining us on Jedi Alliance live or on demand every week. But this week, we got a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, we got some good fun stuff.
Some solid stuff.
Oh,
you wouldn't think that they would release so much news before Celebration.
Well, it's kind of like just to like get you ready. I think they know they're gonna blow us away, so they're like, "Ooh, yeah, look at these little nuggets of news. You have no idea."
What
was that again?
For a couple of days,
Nuggets of news.
well, we're going to be riding the wave that is the Holonet all episode this week. Why don't we start with something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, returning Alexis.
Return of the Legos. Lego Star Wars, the Freemaker Adventures will return for its second season on Disney XD.
Yeah.
Disney and Lucasfilm announced that, I think, like a couple days ago. Or that
Couple
was
days ago.
Yeah. So, I don't know if anyone saw the trailer for that, but it looks like it's going to be a lot.
Why don't we take a look at the
We
trailer?
have it, yay!
Oh.
Thank you to everybody who's joining us on video. Let's take a look at the trailer for Season 2 of LEGO Star Wars, The Freemaker Adventures.
Yes.
The Rebel Alliance! This is going to be amazing!
Calm down, Rowan.
Assignment for you.
No, that's definitely something that we need to talk about. Ms. Syndulla.
Yeah.
That could turn the tide of this war.
The arrowhead! I can build it!
Can you, Rowan?
If you build it, it will come.
He can.
Once I set MOC loose, Ricky Freemaker is as good as mine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rowan Freemaker.
Bust!
They call me Santa Freemaker, Superstar Polygon!
That's the most exciting part to me.
Yep.
Princess! Never tell me
We're getting
you're wrong.
Grabala the Hutt
Is
back.
it because I don't understand how they work?
I will now take you to my Emperor.
Lego Star Wars, the Freemaker Adventures.
Oh, sorry! I couldn't reach the brakes.
Gonna be
Oh
getting
my
that
God.
this summer. I think my favorite thing about this is we're gonna be getting some shorts that take place in between seasons 1 and 2. That's
Yeah.
gonna be coming out May 4th.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, lots for Star Wars Day. Plus a special sneak peek at Season 2 will be revealed at Star Wars Celebration Orlando later this month.
I want to go.
Yes.
Luckily,
Yes.
I'm going.
Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and rub that salt in the wound there, Mark?
Man, it's my dang honeymoon.
No, I know it's correct. It's
Let
the
me go
best
ahead
honeymoon.
and slow it down real quick. Disney, there's still time.
We got-
There's still
the week before.
we're checking our mailboxes for those passes.
I keep looking at my mailbox.
Yeah.
There's not. I'm looking at my DMs. There's nothing there.
No, just slide on in, buddy.
I'm sorry to make it work to push the dagger in a little bit more.
No.
But I didn't know what they were gonna look like. But when I ordered my tickets last year, it's like, hey, do you want lanyards for like special celebration lanyards for your badges? And I was like,
Right.
yeah, cool, let's do that. And I get the package, which came with this awesome celebration shirt. That's the poster that they're giving away as well. And the lanyards are the medals from the end of A New Hope. with a little thing on the end that you can put the lanyard on. It's really cool. It's really cool. And I'm going to bring it in.
There's still time.
I'm gonna bring it in everything the week after. I'm gonna make a video or two. I'm gonna try to make videos and send them into the show for when I'm gone.
Or you can Periscope from the.
I could also Periscope if I have any data left over, or if they provide internet, which would be wonderful. That would be even more fantastic. But I'm super stoked for more Freemaker Adventures. The fact that we got General Syndulla, I know our Twitter was going crazy over the fact that it confirms that she survives, and
it's like, well,
it's the same thing that we've been talking about. It's the same thing about Lego not necessarily being canon.
Yeah,
it's just about the people that are in Star Wars.
Yeah, that's why I was confused, because I was like, oh wait.
Yeah.
What?
But big shout out to Daniel Drew for hollering at us and like hitting us up and like, hey, I think this means she's still alive. And I'm just like, well, I'm not sure. But if she is, I'm down. But
Always.
I just feel like if she was around at that time, like, why wasn't she, But at the same time, this was made like 40 years ago. We wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
So it's like, look, we weren't thinking of that far ahead.
Seriously. But still, the one thing that I would want to take as canon from the entire Freemaker Adventures is Graballa the Hutt. So whether or not I will take not knowing if Hera survives or not, if we get Graballa the Hutt on screen, on the big screen. That's what I want.
That guy he's like the best worst Hutt of the whole, I guess, clan.
And the worst Hutt is Zero the Hutt.
Yeah, Zero is definitely not invited to like family functions.
No, what a jerk.
Yeah.
Michael, why don't let's move on to a little bit of Carrie Fisher news.
Yes. Of course, Carrie Fisher passed, sadly, and people have been kind of wondering, what is she gonna, what is her story gonna be as far as Leia is concerned in episode 9? Because we know they already wrapped shooting on 8. Well, her brother says that she will be in episode 9. They're gonna be using previously, recorded footage. Maybe they recorded more for 7 and 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do the CGI, so that's not going to happen. And it's going to be, they're going to weave it in a good way. And he says one of the best things is, one of the funniest things, and I want to find exactly how he said it.
Was you don't mess with this legacy?
Yeah, you don't mess with this legacy.
It would be like rewriting the Bible. To me, Star Wars is the holy grail of storytelling and lore, and you can't mess with it.
Yes, and that's right. Star Wars is the best.
God.
To other trilogies out there that are pretending like they are, but I'm not going to go there. But I'm just... But on the real, it's really cool, and the best thing about the story is that you can see that her brother is backing it, and her daughter is backing it. So if they have full, trust in Lucasfilm and Disney to bring this forward, I think that it's going to be, it's going to be done in good taste. So,
I think so too. I while they did say that they're not going to recreate her using a computer, I figure what it's going to be is, no matter where they shot it, they could pull her performance and put it anywhere that they want. I figure that's the most computer effect that we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
Whereas changing the background as opposed to creating a new performance for her with a new voice actress. Alexis, what do you think about all this?
Sorry, I was reading into more stuff while you were talking. I don't know. I don't have an opinion yet of it just yet because I want to.
So we don't know
more.
what capacity it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I want before I give like my full opinion, I want to learn more about it.
I am very interested to know if they're now currently rewriting 9 to make this footage work, or if this is kind of like, hey, we're already on set, we're already here.
Right.
She only has a solo like monologue scene by herself, or she's just talking to like extras. We can just film this now, and it'll be for 9.
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, maybe it's something like that, where they kind of shot it early anyway because they're like, hey, look, we're already here. So let's just shoot this extra stuff. Or it's just you and Luke. Let's just shoot it now. Kind of thing.
That's possible.
So
it's possible.
Maybe not. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll work it out well. And of course, this is always going to be rattling in our heads. What would have 9 been if this tragedy did not happen?
Sure.
Yeah, I would rather just kind of not like go into it blindly, which I know that like I've talked about for The Force Awakens, because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see what how it goes down. I mean, again, I would like to learn more as like it gets closer, but at the same time, I don't want to like spoil myself too much. I kind of just want to go into it completely.
And plus, without seeing 8, it's hard to.
Yeah, exactly. So I just feel like either way, some people might be upset about it. Maybe some people will be okay with it. All around, I have the most confidence that they will treat that storyline very, very well. So I don't know.
And her appearance with respect.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you go along with Todd Fisher's comment about it be like rewriting the Bible, this is Mary.
Yeah.
This is the mother of the trilogy.
So I'm like, you gotta be careful, but I feel like I can be okay with it.
Yeah.
I just want to see. I want to see it.
Speaking of Carrie Fisher in a positive light, this year at D23, both her and Mark Hamill are going to be inducted into the Disney Legends Hall of Fame. This is a Hall of Fame program that recognizes individuals who have made an extraordinary and integral contribution to the Walt Disney Company that was established back in '87. So this is the 30th anniversary of it. So you'd think Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. That's it. That's good. We got some big names. Yeah. No, we're going bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Stanley. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah. Because when I saw that name, I was like, huh? What? Okay.
So those 4 names, or those 4 honorees, are going to be headlining the class, but I also wanted to mention some of the other folks. Walt Disney Imagineer Wayne Jackson, who developed attractions for Walt Disney parks around the world. Animators Clyde Jerry Geronimi and Manuel Gonzalez. Director Gary Marshall, and the Lion King Broadway director Julie Taymor. Who also...
That's dope.
It's a solid class, and Julie directs a whole bunch of other stuff on Broadway too. But I just wanted to bring that up because that's a wonderful piece of news. And if you're going to the D23 convention, those ceremonies, they're hosted by Bob Iger himself, the president of Disney.
The Disney guy.
Yeah. And
the Disney guy.
And let me tell you, I had an opportunity to go see the one where Robin Williams was inducted, and I kick myself for like, let's skip
no big deal.
the Legends celebration. It was a big mistake on our accord. But congratulations to Carrie and Mark for they may have just kind of joined the Disney family, but their contributions are undeniable. Now, before we move on to the next part of our segment, we would like to thank our sponsor on this week's episode of Jedi Alliance, which is Blue Apron.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've heard us talk about Blue Apron before, and if it hasn't sunk in yet, let this be a lesson to you. Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country, and it is their mission to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. They achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. Not all ingredients are created equal because fresh, high-quality ingredients make a real difference, so it's important to know where your food comes from. And it's affordable. It's about $10 per person per meal. You get to choose from a variety of recipes each week. It's not like, here, you just eat this. And each meal comes with a really thick cardstock recipe card, which you can keep.
It's nice.
It's really nice to hang on to. There are a couple of recipes that my wife and I still have that we go back and we touch up and make our own. And as a part of this, and also sort of separately, I'm not a great cook. I'm really not. I came from a household where both of my parents did a whole lot of cooking, and there was no room for me to screw all of that up. So getting a chance to do Blue Apron has helped me have a little bit more confidence in experimentation and not just making macaroni and cheese and grilled cheeses and spaghetti in one meal.
In one whole meal.
One meal.
So here's what you can do. Here's some of the upcoming meals. We've got spinach and fresh mozzarella pizza with olives, bell peppers, and ricotta salad. Sweet and sour salmon with bok choy, carrot, and ginger fried rice. Parmesan crusted chicken with creamy fettuccine and roasted broccoli. Baby broccoli and fontina paninis with hard-boiled egg and arugula salad. You can go vegan. You can go gluten-free. You can go vegetarian, pescatarian. You got plenty of options no matter what your diet is. And here's how we're going to help you out. You can check out this week's menu for free. You get 3 meals for absolutely free. You don't pay for shipping. That's 3. That's
meals.
1 and 2 and 3. Count them on my finger if you're watching on video. So all you got to do is you go to blueapron.com/Jedi. That's JEDI. Blueapron.com/Jedi. And you will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So do not wait. Make sure you head to blueapron.com/Jedi. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Thank you so much.
Blue Apron is dope. Though.
Blue Apron's super dope.
But Blue Apron will let you know, like once you get it, you'll be like, oh, you know what? I don't have as many cooking utensils as I thought I had.
or mixing bowls.
You know
or
what?
this and
I
that.
need another pot. Or, I could use another pan.
It helps you out, dude. Like, I would say, if anything, sign up for Blue Apron and then just check the sales at Macy's or Target or anywhere and just update your kitchen.
Yeah, and it does help you feel like you got some skills in the kitchen.
Right?
It's like, yeah, I'm sprinkling stuff. I'm mixing things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not just cooking things on high.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
You actually have to know exactly how you're supposed to do it.
let me turn this down just a bit.
I just like it because the fact that I think you and I have mentioned before the fact that I don't have to buy too much of something because I think I have
exactly
too
what
much.
you need.
It's exactly what I need because there are times where I'm like, why do I have all these bell peppers? What do I need all this papaya for?
Yeah,
now
what
I've
am I
just
gonna
got
do
a bunch
with
of
this
papaya and
extra
peppers
clove of
just sitting
garlic?
around.
Yeah.
It's just like
There will always be garlic.
yeah.
When did we last buy garlic? I don't know. Well, we got it.
Yeah, we have it now.
We got a clove right here.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with it.
It's just sitting in my fridge. So, yeah.
Sluice Friggins gave us a Star Wars recipe if you wanted to read that off.
What?
Ooh, what?
Where and tell me.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
snap.
Go ahead.
Mine.
Or don't read it. That's fine.
You want me to read it off? I'm sorry. I was reading it to myself.
Oh, sorry.
Nerf nuggets with aged bantha cheese and blue milk. Then, of course, after dinner death stick.
I gotta get that after dinner. That's
You gotta do it. You gotta do
Apron
it.
does
helps you
need to
relax.
make like a Star Wars box. But I do like that idea that you said earlier of just like, here, eat this. That's the school lunch program. That's not Blue Apron. God. That's like Cheap Apron. That's like this.
That's no
that's the
apron.
public school.
No, it's
that's
not-
the public school program with
it's not Blue
the
Apron.
rectangle pizza.
Hey, I ate the crap out of that.
It's blue hairnet. No aprons, just
like,
hairnets.
here, eat
Hairnet.
this. It's like, but I don't like green beans. Just eat it.
Eat it.
Here's a scoop of this. Take it. It's like, but you made these green beans in like a vat of like, I don't know, just
Why are they creamy?
just eat it.
Cream of green beans.
Look, you're in second grade. You don't know about taste.
Goodness gracious. Thanks again to Blue Apron for sponsoring us.
Yes.
Long time.
So now this was something interesting that I wanted to point out is there's going to be a little bit more information that's going to be coming out at Celebration, but to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, Del Rey is going to be shining a spotlight on the unsung weirdos, heroes, and villains of the Star Wars universe with a unique, new anthology. There's a book coming out called Star Wars from a Certain Point of View. It's going to be coming out in October 2017, and it's going to be bringing together 40 authors with 40 stories. Jeez. Each will be told from the perspective of background characters of A New Hope, from X-Wing pilots who helped Luke destroy the Death Star to the Stormtroopers who never quite could find the droids they were looking for. There's never been a Star Wars book quite like it, and I like it because it can be canon, it cannot be canon, and they already have released some of the names of the authors of these short stories, and I pulled out a couple that grabbed my interest. Some of you might recall Chuck Wendig, who is the writer of the Aftermath series, Gary Whitta, another writer in the Star Wars book anthology, Griffin McElroy from My Brother and Me, or Mabib Ma'am, if you like saying it short.
Really?
But one of the names that caught me off guard and made me so excited, because I don't care if it's a sentence or 3 pages or half a book, Paul Dini. Who's famous for writing the Batman the Animated Series and doing a lot of stuff from the DC Universe. Created
that could be
Harley
real
Quinn,
cool.
For goodness sake.
That could be really cool.
Is going to be one of the people that is going to be writing it. They're going to be announcing more authors as we get closer. And I think even cooler than this is all of the writers have foregone any compensation for their stories. Instead, all of the proceeds are going to be donated to a organization called First Book, which is a leading nonprofit that provides new books, learning materials, and other essentials to educators and organizations that serve children in need, perpetuating reading and education.
That's what's up. That's what's up. When you use your power for good. See, those are Jedis in the literary sense. See, they're using their skills and their powers for good.
Forgive.
You know, they're not using it. They're not trying to stunt people's reading. They're almost like Shaq in the poster where he tells you to read. They're almost.
Hey man, why don't you read? I need y'all to read.
If you guys finish reading, then you can tell the team.
Then you can play Shaq Fu.
We actually have to go Shaq.
You can play Shaq Fu on the Sega Genesis. and the
Shaq
Super
Fu was
Nintendo.
actually kind of a okay game.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Hold on, this just in. No, it wasn't.
Oh my god.
Shaq Fu was. It was okay for the
No,
time.
it wasn't. This just in. We got a emergency story. No, it wasn't. Back to our normal show.
Oh my god.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man.
The title of the book is From a Certain Point of View, and it's going to be coming out from our friends at Del Rey. Keep an eye out for it. October 2017. There's a lot of books coming in the Star Wars universe this year. I'm glad you're comfy.
I had to put my feet up after that discussion.
Oh, sure.
It's like, Shaq Fu.
Make sure you pick up Shaq Fu.
I really love Star Wars, guys.
No, seriously, like my favorite gif of Shaq is him doing little wiggle. Cat.
Cat.
It's
It's like it's perfect. Like whoever made that GIF had
it's
the
beautiful.
ultimate timing.
yes,
Okay.
correct.
So let's, but before we move on to our next one, since all of these are a bunch of background characters from A New Hope, what story do you want to hear in this book told?
Ooh. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, we already did a TIE fighter, right?
Well, they mentioned that it just says from X-Wing pilots who helped Luke
X-Wing
destroy the Death
pilots,
Star to stormtroopers who couldn't find the droids that they were looking for.
No, yeah, I think I've always wanted to know from the X-Wing fighters' perspective because we only get to know from like a few of them.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to know that. That's kind of been my whole deal. Shtick? No, I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of the actual like workings of the cantina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just kind of like the day-to-day cantina. Because if like on a Tuesday a dude can get his arm chopped off, then apparently that place is jumping.
I would like to see how it got started.
Like
how did
who
that
opened
become
it?
how did that become like the watering hole for everybody?
It's the only bar in town.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or was there like a Hatfields and McCoys between them and another cantina?
Ooh, that would be awesome.
But yeah, like I agree. I want it from the perspective of the bar owner or the cantina owner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
get
the
like
stuff
a-
he sees every day.
And get like a cheers.
No.
Where it's like,
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah. That's a lot of names to know. It's a big
Yeah, I would
galaxy.
think so.
When you're wretched and you just go and get your villainy on, you know, it's
Get your villainy on.
yeah, it's
At the-
kind of easy for people
That's
to know
a
your name.
terrible commercial that's coming up in my head. Just like, hey, you want to go wet your whistle and go where everybody knows your name? Come
you
on
could
down.
die.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody in the chat
Let me
wanting
see.
particular stories?
Do-do-do-do. Oh, jeez.
Sluice is stupid.
Yeah, I just saw that right now.
Yeah, Greedo's point of view. Did I just get shot?
Like, hold on, because he did shoot him like real smooth. He was like pop. Like,
Yeah.
And then he moved his head.
Did he just shoot me?
hold on, this real?
I mean, it could be a really cool, like, esoteric, like, the last moment that you're alive, all of the thoughts that rush through your head. Like, it could be really crazy and deep and going into grit. It could! Like,
Yeah, because
Maybe
these
he
are
also
any kind of
doesn't like
story
sand.
they want.
maybe he doesn't like, I remember sand. Sand golf in my high heels. Nobody? Anybody seen that famous behind the scenes? One of Greedo's actors was an actress who wore high heels so that she would be taller than
Oh,
Solo.
that's fantastic.
So there's a photo of Greedo with sweet high heels.
Yes!
It's like, what? All right.
That's fantastic.
It's like, hey, Greedo, if that's your thing, you know. I'm
Hey
not
man,
gonna
there's
stop
nothing
you.
wrong with that.
I like
I'm not
Worth
gonna
the
stop you.
meals.
You know, do your thing.
Aaron Blum saying General Dodano's point of view. That's
Yes.
good.
Okay.
Point of view from the Dianoga. Maybe a little bit too much. How did it die? And I like Robot Chicken's version of that the best. Where it's like, I'm gonna an entire planet made of desert? That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna get out and just cut to it being a skeleton.
Aaron Blum says blue steel milk. I can see. Well, how about this? How about
But in relation to what? What?
maybe a company coming up, rising. You know, blue milk isn't popular. Everybody wants, like, I don't know, green milk or something, and they're working hard.
This is not the
to
purple
get,
and green ketchup that
you
we
know,
had when we were growing up.
They're trying to get the blue milk game.
Yeah.
They're working on the blue milk game to get their the market profits up, and then they become they hit a market and they have a great commercial and everybody loves the blue milk, man.
So it's like Mad Men, but with Mad Milk. It's Mad Milk.
It's Mad Milk.
Mad Milk.
Got to sell this
Did you
milk.
see what Sleuth said?
Figured in
Yeah.
on the clue horn. Sure.
Why not?
Wow.
Why
I feel
not?
like- why not?
If you're not watching this live, make sure to join us live Sundays at 7 p.m. on the Popcorn Talk
Do
Network.
it.
Or leave us a comment down below to see what certain point of view story you would like to see in this book coming out in October 2017. So, let's talk about The Rock
Yeah.
and Rosario Dawson. Alexis, do you know the story about this whole thing?
Okay, so, well, it's mostly a lot of speculation. We don't really know anything yet. Besides, we have talked about Rosario Dawson before because of
Yes.
her tweet and how, yes, I think everybody in all, we all band together. We're like, yes, we want Rosario Dawson to play here. That'd be
Like,
great.
do this.
Yeah, do it now. But I'm actually more concerned of what you guys think about The Rock being part of our Star Wars saga. Because they don't really know what he can play in, but there's so many movies and things that
Yeah.
are going to be coming out that he could technically slip in somewhere.
Like
So,
Oh, go ahead.
The thing about The Rock is you add him into any movie franchise and it automatically becomes that much more lucrative.
Yep.
Yep.
This past year, I don't know how much it matters when it comes to box office numbers,
Correct.
but he was voted sexiest man alive.
Correct.
He was also
Oh.
the highest grossing actor of the year. Ever
Correct.
since he got involved in the Fast and the Furious franchises, it's taken a major uptick to the point to now where they're making 10 total movies.
correct. And I loved him in Moana, one, because he is from Hawaii and this is his uproots. And he went,
Samoan.
Yeah, Samoan, but you know what I mean. Sorry, not from the Hawaiian Islands, but he's Polynesian.
Polynesian.
So the fact that he had that upbringing, and he also put a lot of his heart and soul into the making of that movie and doing all the press for it too.
Yeah.
And he actually even did that the haiku, not haiku. But which is a Polynesian
The haka.
dance. Haka. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. My entire family would be so upset with me right now. But anyway, so like the fact that he puts in a lot of dedication to the movies that he does. I know that a lot of people are like, no, this is dumb. Don't ever do that. But I, as a person who is an Islander, and I do appreciate, even though The Rock can be kind of cheesy, he can be that giant cheese train that we all know him to be. I think that he does put time into his acting. So I feel like if he had to play an actual serious role in a huge saga like this, I feel like he would try to do it as just as you can think of.
Could he work as a everyman
No.
during the aftermath?
No.
No.
No, he
Or
can't.
I mean, like kind of like a regular, like a everyman sort of mechanic that has to, similar to and this is a different series, but Mac in Agents of Shield, dude was like a mechanic,
True.
and he
Okay.
and then homie was like, yo, I'm sorry, you're too big, you can't be a mechanic, I need you to fight. So he could be an everyman during the aftermath, or he could be a great bounty hunter. I mean, the dude's got the size.
That's one of the
dude
things that-
has the size to be a bounty hunter.
That's one of the things that throws me about it is his size. Is we usually have average looking people, and the only if they're not average, then they're more machine than man or mechanical, unnatural.
I mean-
Our Grievuses are Vaders, for goodness sake. Like everybody is of sort of average proportions. Mads Mikkelsen in Rogue One looked weird because he was a bigger dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
But
It's
I
a
agree
different
with-
body type.
I agree with Aaron in the chat, Aaron Blum, where he says Rock could be a cameo like Daniel Craig. I mean, no, Daniel Craig,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
didn't know that it was him until obviously you looked
It's
it up.
hard to
Yeah.
not know The
Yeah.
Rock is The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're correct. I meant just like the fact that he's not like
the
an
tallest
actual...
stormtrooper and the most
No,
built.
and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he should be a stormtrooper. He could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
someone in a village that we just, when we go to a different planet this time, or
Yeah.
whatever. Or he could be a mechanic just in the background. Like, that could be a thing. I'm just not sure if we should give him a full speaking role and have him be participated in the entire film, or if we could just have him just...
So this is all being perpetuated because the Star Wars account followed Rosario Dawson and The Rock on Twitter.
Yes.
Which the Rosario part makes sense because a lot of people were talking about her and she was talking a lot about it. But, companies like this really only follow
Yeah.
when it's time to start using those accounts.
Yeah.
So people are thinking, oh, maybe there's going to be an announcement that's made at Celebration. Who knows?
That would be. I'm down with that. I'm down. I love The Rock, so I'm down with
he's
it.
also. I've been a wrestler. I was a wrestling fan when he was a wrestler, and I went to Scorpion King when it came out. So all that stuff.
I have that movie.
I've seen it multiple times.
He's an amazing actor. He has an amazing presence, and he is box office gold. As if Star Wars doesn't need it, they could use it to try to get into new markets. As if they need that,
Correct.
But I think he is too distracting because he is The Rock.
No, that makes sense.
I'll say this. I'll say it's similar to. Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, can we do it like a Batista thing where we can have him in
Cover him in makeup.
Yeah.
I would say going along your cameo route and not full role part. Nathan Fillion in Guardians was a CGI character, or even Simon Pegg in The Force Awakens was a major character, but he was still not seen. So people go, was that Simon Pegg?
Nobody knows until they bring it up.
Yeah, you have to look in the credits for him.
Okay.
I don't know.
Or make him a mouse droid. I don't know, something.
I think it'll kind of work where we were talking about possibly casting Carrie Fisher, and I was thinking, at first you'll be like, oh, that's not Leia. But then about 10 minutes into it, you're just like, okay, this is Star Wars. And I think at first it'll be like, that's The Rock. And then about 5-10 minutes in, you're just like, hey, this is Star Wars, man. And, as long as he's playing the role and doing whatever the director has him to do, I think at first it'll be like, hey, that's The Rock. Or, hey, that's Tom Cruise. Or, hey, that's such and such. And then after about 5 or 10 minutes, you're just like, okay, this is Star Wars.
Yeah. Would you want to see him in an anthology movie or in Episode 9?
The way Rogue One came off, I'd really like to see him in an anthology film.
Yeah, same
Rogue One came because there were a couple of parts of Rogue One I was like, what?
Yeah, right.
Disney gonna let y'all do that?
Yeah.
Because he was like, thanks for the information. Oh, by the way, pal, you dead. I was like, can you do this?
You just kill somebody in the back corner.
Did you?
Yeah.
Back alley.
No, correct. I think that he would actually fit more in one of like a Han Solo or Boba Fett movie. I could totally see him as a bounty
whatever
hunter.
the 2020 movie is.
Whatever it is. I mean, I think if he was, I think he would be more of a. I don't know. Maybe to me, I think a Boba Fett film. I think he would be kind of cool in that. Maybe if someone has to fight him, that'd be kind of interesting. I mean, it's very predictable if they decide to do it that way, but I feel like you can get away with that, but then you would just never see him after that. But I agree with you. I think it would be a little distracting unless we did it in some way, shape, and form that we can kind of stick him in the background somewhere, or, make him CG, or put makeup on top of him,
Yeah, something like that, because then it'd be interesting because he'd be one of the few people that, was in Star Trek and Star Wars. He did a spot on the TV show.
That's right.
He did a spot on Voyager one year where he was a Klingon and he gave somebody a rock bottom and it wasn't weird at all whatsoever. But yeah, I like the idea just because The Rock is the best.
Did he give him the full rock bottom? Did he throw something and then...
No.
And then he was like
under him and then jumping down because he was still WWF superstar The Rock at the time, so he was just starting to branch out. It was when SmackDown was on UPN, so they were and Voyager was on UPN, so they're like, let's try to get as much synergy as we can. So the other part of this is Rosario Dawson.
Well, yeah, I think we're all in coherence about the fact of yeah, put her in there.
I have no problem with.
And now, do you think it would be the fans wanting to see her in Star Wars? Would it behoove the suits to put her in Star Wars, but not as Ahsoka? Just to be like, oh, people want to see her in Star Wars. Let's put her in Star Wars because people want to see her in Star Wars. But not as the part that everybody wants to see her in Star Wars.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it if she wasn't Ahsoka. I just think that she would be better as Ahsoka. That would be great.
Yeah, especially since that's something that she already wants to play. Yeah. She's passionate about it, so we know that she's
But if there's no script, no director, no creative, nothing dedicated, then...
Yeah, then no, I would like for her to be in there. I think I would also like her to be in the same aspect. I don't mind if she's in the background, because I also don't think she's distracting enough, in that aspect of, The Rock. Yeah. But I also feel like some people would be like, oh... Okay, that's nice. And move on. Or if they're like, that sucks, Rosario didn't get enough lines. Or, I feel like it's kind of double-sided because the fact that... Double-sided, you know what I mean? Double standards because the fact that The Rock is a great actor just like Rosario Dawson is, but because of his size, stature, and his background, I feel like people are just like, just put him off to the side. And then Rosario's like, put her up in the front. And I'm like, either way.
Put her up in the front.
Either way, she's up front and close. It's great. If she's in the background, great. I just want her to be in Star Wars. It'd be awesome.
Please put her in the front.
Also, if she was also a mechanic, hubba, I'm down.
Well, just
not
a,
mad about that.
A little oily, a little dirty.
Yeah, no, yeah.
got a little bit of
Just a
that.
little wipe off that sweat. A little bead of sweat.
And had that grease stain.
Yep.
When she,
And I was like,
I'd be like,
hello, Rosario Dawson. Like, it's
hashtag don't tell my wife.
Jedi Alliance, hashtag don't tell our wives.
Don't tell our wives.
I won't tell your wife either, Alexis.
No, don't. Don't
make
tell
sure.
her. Jeez, sweet Jesus, don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I think even if like something that we've been talking about for just getting Ahsoka mentioned in the main series, even if it's Luke talking about Ahsoka the Grey or whatever, you know, there's been great Jedi in the past, and he's got like a little holocron, and if the live action, even if it's just for 4 or 5 seconds,
I'll be okay with
and that is Rosario Dawson.
I will be okay with
I'd
it.
be done.
I'd be so happy.
I'd be done. I'd be like, yes. People would probably in the theater
Yeah,
looking
like,
at me like,
what the hell?
I'd be like, I made that happen. No, it's
Yeah, no, there would be just me in the background going like, woo! Just like this really
What's
tiny,
wrong with
like this
those
really
guys?
tiny little, woo! Very back
like,
in
what's
the
wrong with
theater.
those guys?
And for me, it'd be like, yeah. We did it. So something simple like that to infiltrate the minds of the consumer, to be like, oh, that's who this person is, that's who this actress is supposed to be in this universe, and then eventually, if we do get an adaptation of the novel, which I'm going to bring to Florida and read, dang it, then that's how we get Ahsoka, and that's how we get Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't be upset if she was doing a different role in Star Wars. Just the fact to see either her beautiful face, beautiful makeup face, beautiful CG voice, either one, I would be just as excited, because the fact that I know that she's a huge fan, and I think it would be a huge honor for her to be in it, but also because I want her to be in more things. Same with The Rock. I mean, he's in a lot of things, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the linchpin in the Marvel Netflix universe.
Yup.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, give it to her. Just give her something. Throw her a bone.
Before we move on to our last topic, we did have a question in there.
Yes.
Or just a comment from Joust Mike.
Yes.
Can you read that real
If
quick?
there's a Star Wars movie every year, a Star Wars movie might eventually flop due to the audience fatigue for those movies. I feel like this question comes up to a lot
Yeah.
It
to
does.
us.
I'll let you got because
Yeah, well, that's the thing is Disney is adapting the Marvel method seemingly for the Star Wars universe, and the issue that we have right now with Star Wars is we're still in the microcosm of on-screen stuff that we know. There's a huge world of Star Wars out there that's been explored in video games, that's been explored in comics, that's been explored in books, that hasn't seen a big screen adaptation. Even like the stuff that we have now all relates to the Rebellion, all relates to the Empire. Like Rebels relates all the way back. Clone Wars relates all the way back. So there's nothing in mainstream media, and I'm talking about mainstream fans of Old Republic. I'm not trying to call you out specifically, but I mean mainstream. MMOs aren't necessarily mainstream. You can ask any Star Wars fan on the street. They don't know what the heck's going on in the Old Republic.
You're referring to like the movies.
But much love to you. Seriously. So like any media that can be easily consumed, which is TV, movies, it's all relatively been around, either Darth Vader or the Skywalkers, or the Emperor, some relation to that. We're still in all known territory. We haven't gone to the fringes yet. Once a fringe movie is successful, I think that's when people will start going, all right, what stories do we want to tell? What type of a story do we want to tell? We don't need any established characters. We don't need any establishment. And we're going to go forward. But that's the thing, is we've got Han Solo coming out, and then whatever the movie in 2020 is probably going to be something that we're very familiar with. But now, as evident from the certain point of view book, over the years, we're going to want to get to know every single little character in these movies. So it's only a matter of time, I figured. But as of right now, we got to wait.
I'll say this, because I know the fatigue thing comes up a lot. And when you think about fatigue, I mean, look at your favorite TV show. There might be 10 or 20 episodes or something like that. you still watch them. You might binge them even. You know what I'm saying? You might binge or, binge 10, 20 episodes and then be like, when is season 3 coming? I mean, people binged up Stranger Things. They came out with the trailer like Halloween. People were like, oh, Halloween. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so if it's good, I don't think there's going to be a fatigue. The problem comes when, say, it flops because it's bad, but if it's good, I don't see, and Disney has not given us an indication that it's going to be bad. Pick anything that's House of Cards. People love that show because it's good. You don't see them like, oh man, there's 10 episodes of this. It's going to be hard to get through it. No, they're going to be like, hey, this is great. Frank's back. We're going to see some politics stuff and it's going to be great. Like they're not, I think the problem is if it's bad. Fatigue comes in with if it's like Star Wars comes out with one bad movie, then another one, then maybe one more that's kind of like okay, then that could be an issue. But maybe one bad movie, but 2 in a row from Disney, and Disney rarely drops whack stuff from like live action to animated to. I don't see it happening.
At the same time, we're in a. And again, if you like the prequels, I'm just going off of major critical acclaim. We're coming off of the prequel movies not doing well critically. All 3 prequel movies they did amazing financially, did not do well critically. So flop is a subjective term when it comes to Star Wars because we had 3 movies that a lot of the fan base considers subpar, but they
still went to see it and still
went to see it opening night. Still made money. Like that's the thing is even like people who are complaining about like Batman vs Superman are like, oh, Batman vs Superman. This movie looks terrible. I can't believe it. 2 tickets, please. Yeah. Like that's the thing is
correct.
We live we kind of live in a culture these days where people want to complain about how bad something is
and like hate watch it. I guess.
And hate watch it. Okay. I did that with Avatar, or I did that with The Last Airbender.
Can we not bring that to
I
life?
did.
I'm glad I've never seen it.
Yeah, keep it that way.
My boy called me. He was like, "Don't go. Don't go."
Seriously, like I just rewatched it recently for a podcast because we had to review it.
Oh, that's bad.
And it was was so hard for me to watch. But yeah.
But what I'm saying is like Star Wars. We've been through that, and here we are.
Bradley in the chat was
with
like,
2
plot
movies,
from a certain point of view.
Exactly.
And I mean, we got 2 movies. We have 2 movies that show that Disney is pretty interested in being some solid, putting out solid films. Yeah. So,
And I got a lot of flack a couple weeks ago for saying that Rogue One was polarizing, and somebody threw box office numbers at me. Now, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your candor, but I mean critically. Like I still don't know how I feel about Rogue One. I kind of liked it, but it's one of those things where these movies, no matter what, they will find their audience, and that audience will see it 10 times, and that's not even an exaggeration. 10 times people will see a movie like that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, clearly not every Star Wars film's for everybody. We already know that. We know some people who are like absolutely hate the prequels, but you still watched them, didn't you? At least once. You put money into that. And the fact that like some people I know who like the prequels more than the originals to a point because the fact that that's what they grew up with. That also makes sense. You have like kind
of like that nostalgia mixed in.
And then I know some people who didn't like The Force Awakens, also didn't like Rogue One. Like it's fine, but you still put money into that.
And also it's the financial circuit on that is cyclical. It's you may not go to see Rogue One 2-3 times, but you're going to get Battlefront, which has Rogue One content in it, which is going to go towards the ultimate gross of Rogue One.
Yeah.
So you're paying for these movies regardless.
Yeah, and again,
but we appreciate your question.
No, and I think so. And a lot of people have a lot of good things to say in here. Like a lot of people are like, what was I think it was Stephen Mullins who was like, yeah, okay, a flop to Star Wars is like what, $500 million?
Yeah, that's right. For a Star Wars movie to flop, the opening weekend would have to be something like, I don't know, like 30 million.
Oh no, that's super flop. That's
but I'm just saying like
I would put it at like 150 as a flop.
150 is like, well, see,
for
it depends
Star
on
Wars.
It depends on the film.
Yeah, I was like, it's Star Wars. Like that makes more
sense.
Like that makes more sense to me. But I mean, even then, even if they, let's say, because I'm really glad that you brought this up and the question in the chat as well, because the fact that I'm dealing with people at work who are overwhelmed with Star Wars and absolutely hate it now because they're like, all I see on my TV is Star Wars this. We're seeing car commercials with Star Wars stuff, and I'm like.
But I feel those people
for about a month and then it's gone for another.
Yeah, but I feel those people are like that about everything.
That's actually really true. At
I
least
feel
one of
those
them.
people are going to be like that about everything. So they're going to say that about anything that's popular. So
Correct.
Marvel's popular, so they're going to say it about that. It's those people that
You
are
know this
anti
person?
for the
Is that
sake
what's
of.
happening?
It's like, oh well,
Have you
Marvel's.
been on the internet?
Yeah.
It's
No,
like-
but like it's true. Like I sit across from this person, and it's just like constantly like superhero movies are getting really annoying, and Star Wars movies is coming out all the
and
time.
this is
I'm
what
like,
and this is what I tell those people, and those people that are tired of those movies. Listen, lean in.
yeah, I know, like, seriously.
lean in. Please go out and support independent and original films.
There you go.
Because
go.
a lot of these people that say those things don't go out and see original films when they come out and then say that there's no original films. There's tons of original films. You don't go see them. They are there. Look up, what is it? It's like now newreleases.com or whatever, shows every movie that's coming out all year. Go see them.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Get Out.
stopping you. Go see.
Get Out did
Get Out is great.
amazingly.
Lights Out, Don't Breathe, Get Out. Now I know those are
Don't
horror
Breathe,
films.
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are I know those are horror films, but you can go see those. I'm sure there's something original coming out this weekend. There's tons of original content. Now the marketing money does go to known properties, but I feel like sometimes it's the lazy, easy way to just say everything's a sequel. Everything's not a sequel. Just
You
go
just
look
need to
for some
look it
new
up.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Just go look for some new stuff.
Again,
Call it.
yeah, I love that. That's what it says.
Sorry guys for that rant.
But no, but it's just something that I'm starting to get used to, at least at my office, and like sometimes with people who are just like, I don't know, when are they just gonna run out of Star Wars content? They're not.
They're not. They're never
So
going to.
get it over it. Like just you see this thing, just get over it.
Now-
and it doesn't matter.
And do they say that? Do they say that about Law and Order? Law and Order's been on since 1901. And you don't see, you don't
Before
see
television.
Before television, they were actually doing plays
were
about
doing
Law and Order
plays.
SVU.
Man, Dick Wolf is an immortal.
man, he has got some talent.
But that's what I'm
But,
saying. Like the fact
yeah.
that people can watch Days of Our Lives for 50 plus years and not
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah, it's like-
But like the fact that like, oh yes, Star Wars is on their 9th film. Get over yourself.
Yeah, it's
so
like-
like it's whatever.
It'll be okay. It'll
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Just-
okay. Just Mike. He has since gone in and said, flat, maybe the wrong word, maybe return of investment below expectation,
Sure.
which I think we covered.
But
But please come back and ask us more questions,
Yes.
because
Yes.
that was
Yeah.
a wonderful discussion, and this is why we want people to join us live. We do have one last thing to talk
Go
about.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll prep this for you, Michael, and then you can go into the main story. The Star Wars show this week was a little bit too on the nose about making sure people watch the 40th anniversary panel. Let's take a look at what they said.
Friday, Lucasfilm officially announced that Hayden Christensen will be returning to Star Wars Celebration for the first time in 15 years next week in Orlando.
The sand-hating Sith Lord will be joining Kathleen Kennedy, Dave
didn't
Filoni,
notice
Mark
that the
Hamill,
first
Ian
Wow.
McDermott, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, and Billy D. Williams on stage for the 40 years
D.
of Star Wars
Billy D.
panel.
Williams.
The panel begins at 11 a.m. on Thursday, April 13th, and promises plenty of surprises that will set the tone for the entire weekend at this year's celebration.
All we can say is, if you're attending, you will want to be in the room for this one. If you're watching the stream, watch it live.
Do not miss this panel. Cannot stress that enough. Watch it.
You think they got it?
Watch the panel. I think that was it.
Okay, cool, good.
So watch the panel. The 40th anniversary panel is going to be the first one to kick off the weekend.
little orphan Annie. Whew. Oh boy.
Is it weird that I just want people to throw little bags of sand on the stage?
That's awful.
No, not like at him, just on the stage. No, don't hit.
It
Don't
gets-
hit him.
it gets
That is a
everywhere.
beautiful face. Don't hit his face. Okay, just
Pelt
throw
him
it,
with sand.
Just throw it on the stage.
Just
be like,
sprinkle
"Eh."
it. Just sprinkle it on him.
Like meme it. But no, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of build up to something that's
the
happening.
thing. It's like I saw a whole bunch of articles about that one clip. I saw one saying, "Oh, it's gonna be the last. It's gonna be about the Last Jedi," and it's like, well, there's a Last Jedi panel, so
Yeah.
there's probably gonna be something there. And the Sun in the UK reported it, and everybody was just talking about Ewan McGregor. Because like that 40th panel has an even split of original cast as
Yeah.
well as prequel cast. If we
I
got,
mean, can we get a little bit of both? You know,
but-
column A, a little bit column
No,
B.
that's what I mean. If we have Hayden there, wouldn't it make sense to have Ewan there? Ewan McGregor is a surprise guest, and what they want is an Obi-Wan movie.
Has he gone to Celebration yet?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure if
It's
that
been
was
around-
like huge
it's been
because he
around for
hasn't
years.
gone
Yeah.
yet or something.
Well, he's a busy man.
Well, no, I know he's busy,
Busy
especially like he's been, he's got movies and TV to worry about.
He has things to do. You know,
Yeah. I mean, that would be awesome. But like I said, I don't know if they want to repeat something from Last Jedi because they're already having a panel for it. But I don't know if they want to show the trailer.
I mean,
on the Last
but
Jedi.
also if it is the anniversary one, and I know we've talked about this a lot too. What if they announce the original cuts coming out on Blu-ray
What? Oh yeah,
It
that would make
could.
sense.
It could.
for a 40th anniversary panel?
I mean, yeah, because they have to. I would think in my head they would. I mean, maybe they're saving that for the 50th anniversary panel.
So 10 years.
I don't know. I feel like
been 50 years.
I mean, I feel like it's a 5.0 is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Big 50. I feel like I mean, obviously you can get something bigger than that, but I don't know what it is. Yeah.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get like some kind of slate planning for and I know this sounds crazy.
For Beyond?
Yes. For like Beyond.
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
they're
everybody's
like,
doing that now.
It's like, hey, it's been 40 years. It's been great. We love your support. And because you have supported us, we have planned out the next, maybe not 40, but it's like, we don't even know who's going to be working here at the time.
Right.
But we've planned out the next 10, 15 years. Y'all ran a little story, but y'all have no idea. We're doing bam, bam, bam.
If they
And
go
actors
through
just
Iger's-
start walking out. And like,
If they go through Iger's timeline, it's like, hey, there's a thing in Variety a couple weeks ago where Iger was talking about 15 more years of Star Wars at least, and now we're like, and here are the 15 years.
and then
Yeah,
like, and
like, it
here
makes-
it is.
like,
We
it
have
makes
this
sense.
and this, and Rock walks out.
I
and,
mean, it
you know,
might not even be
everyone
like-
walks out.
some
and
baby walks out and is like, he's gonna be the star.
he's gonna be the star.
2028.
He's not here yet, but he's
got,
in a
he's got
stroller.
10 more years.
The
so now we
pregnant
got
woman
time.
is like, that baby.
This baby.
What is this happening? What is this? It's like, this is how Annie became. Now we have a new one. What? No, I feel like that would make sense since a lot of big name places are doing that. Marvel, DC. You know, we have our lineup for the next few years. I feel like this is a good time to sit there and be like, hey, we got at least the next 5 years planned out.
Yeah.
We already have the Han Solo movie. You guys know about that a year ago. There's so much stuff. Vanna White it. Vanna White the whole thing.
Because
Look at it.
you could cover TV,
Yes.
which they haven't touched yet. You could cover film, and you could cover maybe another animated series that's coming, maybe like, and just show like some cool new style of animation. Because
Sure.
they switched it up for Rebels,
Yeah.
so maybe they'll switch it up for this one. It'll be like real cool, and everybody will be extremely hyped because 40 years you've got to do something huge. And
Besides
there,
Ewan McGregor.
all these people, you got Ewan McGregor, you got Hayden coming through, and I think because we've seen Hayden in other stuff with a different director, I think he could pull out, or she could pull out something really gripping.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to him coming back and maybe telling, I mean, of course, you're not going to be able to tell a full Vader story, but maybe see some moments, some moments after he gets through the surgery and stuff, maybe some stuff like that, or maybe see some flashbacks filling in time periods that we didn't see before. But then that would have to do with maybe bringing Padme, maybe, I don't know. But I'm
she's
expecting
around.
something like, we have a slate. Here's the next, you thought it was 15, here's the next 25
We
years,
got
and
80
it's
years
all
of
crazy.
Star Wars.
Oh my God.
And it's like,
imagine?
and it's all crazy because it's like Disney has that cash.
I figured it out. They're gonna announce The Rock.
And Rosario.
They're
Dawson.
gonna announce The Rock in a Jackson movie. Anybody know Jackson?
No.
The rabbit bounty hunter. It's like a rabbit species.
No.
No,
really?
nobody.
No.
He was a character in the comics.
Oh.
Anyway, regardless, let us know what you want the announcement to be.
Or Quinlan. Could he be Quinlan?
I mean, if
I mean, he's kind of big, but I mean, the
I
animated
want
series is
I
like,
want Phil Lamar to be Quinlan Voss.
I mean, could we have an Ahsoka Tano movie because Ewan McGregor and Hayden could be coming back and have like the trio back together?
and maybe
I know.
maybe something like because you had that panel where he was talking about like Ahsoka's where Dave Filoni was talking about Ahsoka's like
Lost
last
days.
mission
Yeah.
or lost whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they end up with like like we have a movie about their one last mission
Yeah.
that they all had to come together, and it'd be like, oh snap. And they'd be like, and this movie has everything you love. Ventress. It has blah, blah, blah. It has all these people. And Rex. And they'd be like,
and Rex.
Everybody like, yeah. And like, everybody be
I mean,
hyped.
that's me getting like super amped about something. I just think it's just kind of coinky to like throw
I'll be down with it. I'm like,
and Ewan McGregor in there if they were gonna bring him back, and then they're like, and look, we have Rosario Dawson because you know why we're making a Tano movie. Oh my god!
Sue Spriggans, Shmee origin story starring Millie Bobby Brown. All right, so
I'll take that.
We're out of time, so why
We're
don't
doing
you let
another
us
Christmas
know?
special, yay!
We're out of time, so why don't you let us know what you want to see at Celebration in the comments down below. I'm going to be providing some videos from Celebration, including some reactions. But we're going to talk about all of the biggest news from Star Wars Celebration next week at 7 p.m. right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. So until then. Alexis, where can the folks find you? What else are you working on?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I can't list all the AfterBuzz shows that I'm doing because there's a lot going on, but there's stuff there. Into the Badlands and all this kind of stuff. You just see it in my Twitter at atorres890. That's ATORES890. Go for it,
Michael.
You can find me at One Youngster, which is ONEYOUNGSTA, and you can find me on the Blind Spot after show. The Blind Spot is on a hiatus for 2 weeks, I believe. And, of course, you can find me on Black Hollywood Live, NerdSoul on Black Hollywood Live. You can find me just NERDSOUL.
And I'm the Internet's Mark B. Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica, which is where you can see me tweet about Celebration all week. I'll probably do some stuff on the Jedi Alliance pod Twitter as well. I also do Video Game Movie Anatomy here on the Popcorn Talk Network. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Persona 3 Movie 1.
Woo!
One real quick thing I forgot. Alexis Brown, we love you. Thank you for supporting the show. You're the bomb.
We do. Thank you, Alexis.
That's me. Just kidding. It's not. It's not.
It's not
Not me. I was just messing with you.
But again, follow me on Mark B. Donica, Video Game Movie Anatomy, AfterBuzz TV. We just did a whole bunch of stuff for WrestleMania. If you're a wrestling fan, go and check out our stuff from WrestleMania. We still have some stuff to come. Follow me for more of that stuff. I'm making announcements about all sorts of new things happening. Mark B. Donica. You can follow all of us at Jedi Alliance and follow the... Follow the network at The Popcorn Talk. Thank you for joining us on this episode because many Bothans died to get us to Celebration.
Oh. Just you, though.
Just me, that's all that counts. Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.